Afternoon. G'day.
All right, Sandy, thank you. We'll begin right away with question and answer. First two. Sandy,
Yeah.
questions on the right.
Good afternoon, Coach. Thanks for taking the time. So over the last 2 days, how have you seen the team hold itself accountable for what happened in game one?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, everyone holding themselves accountable, and we had our opportunities, like a missed opportunity. It was a tough loss. Go back, analyzing the film, and then just making sure you can't panic. We had it. We've been in this situation, not this, you don't want to have this situation, but, we can usually respond quite well when we face adversity, and, nothing was won or lost. Okay. Well, we lost our opportunity, but it's a series. So we try to focus on that. So we prepared, as well. What do we need to change? How do we need to be better, especially down the stretch?
Sandy staying in the front row to the right.
Hey, Sandy. Last year, you all didn't lose 2 games in a row, and then you got to the finals, and then you did. So I just want to know what in your eyes is going to be different about this time a year later, now down 0-1 in the finals?
Well, obviously it's the WNBA. What happened last year, that's been our learning curve this year. Minnesota are a good team. They've beaten us 4 times now, so it's not like they're not a good team, but we don't want to lose twice in a row. We want to make sure we can win this one and then go to Minnesota and, steal one on their home court and then bring it back, whatever we need to do, or win 2 there. We know what we need to do. We have to stay true to who we are. That's the key. If we do that, I think that's when we'll get, obviously they're a great team. I have a lot of respect for them, but we didn't close it out as well as we should, and we know that we're better than how we ended the game.
Sandy, to your left in the second row.
Hey, Coach. I wanted to ask about Benijah. You said she wasn't moving well at the end of last game. Obviously, she's been working through with that knee kind of the whole second half of the season. So how do you manage just her time and make sure that she's getting her best production while not being compromised and sacrificing the team?
Look, number one, B's a warrior. I think everyone can see she's not 100%. I mean, it's not, be Einstein, but she gets out there and works the butt off. She gives us everything she can. And you see that I rotate her a little bit earlier, try not to get too many, go too long stretches, and but she feels good. I just saw her then. She feels good. She's gonna leave it all out there.
Sandy in the front row to your left.
Yeah, Coach. Breanna was saying that she just sort of watched the clips, especially the free throw and the layup, and sort of dissected that and thought, hey, I didn't do anything different on that free throw than I always do. It just didn't happen. Is there anything in particular you say, especially to a player that accomplished after a tough game like that, or do you just sort of know they're going to take care of that themselves?
Yeah, look, obviously for me, straight after the game, it's like, this is not on you. This is on us. We win together as a team. We lose together as a team. There's no pointing fingers. We all could have done things better. There's things I could have done better. So it's more about self-accountability. We trade that, but staying together, stay true to who we are. I think that's always my message. It's like, yeah, I mean, it hurts, but what are we going to do about it? We have to do it together. We have to pick Stewie up, and, it's tough. Obviously everyone wants to make that, but that's what great players do. They have those opportunities, and you've seen the great Kobe Bryant and LeBron James and all the great players, Michael Jordan, talk about they missed half of the shots at the end of the game that they made. But then everyone just remembers the one they made. I thought we had great looks. She just missed them. She's a human being as well. But I think she'll be ready to go. That's one thing about Stewie. She bounces back pretty quick, and she's going to, I think she's going to have a great game today.
Sandy, the next 2 questions will come from the third row to your right.
Hey, Sandy. JJ got off to a great start. For whatever reason, Kalia had a tough time guarding her. But the ball didn't seem to find her much in the second and third periods. I know Smith did a really good job on her, but she's stronger and taller than Smith. There's got to be a way to free her down low.
Yeah, we're working on it. It's not that we're not working on it. We had some bad turnovers trying to get her the ball. That's when your next pass, being intentional. Sometimes I think in that fourth, we got to roll her a little harder, get her better positions. It's just they're bringing congestion. They're trying to take it away. They don't want JJ to have it. So we still have to try and find our angles, but not force it if it's not there. We have to skip it and then it's the next action. So we had some really bad turnovers at really bad times that hurt us. It's more like we got to take what defense gives us because they're a great defensive team, and you got to keep moving the ball. If we just stand around and look at each other, we're not going to be very effective against them.
Sandy, staying in the third row to your right.
Just a schedule question. I mean, did having 2 days in between game 1 and 2, did it make turning the page and refocusing on this game easier for you guys? Or in a perfect world, would you have wanted to play this game yesterday and just kind of get it over?
Maybe the players answered differently to me, but I think I needed another day just to, we can get the video down, reflect. What do we need? It's a day game too. So that kind of helps. But I'm happy it's a day game. I wouldn't want to wait around all day to get it going. But, we're excited, there was a disappointment, but it's like, okay, let's go. What are we going to do? We can't stay in the past. We got to live in this moment right now. And for the most of the game, we were the better team, but they were persistent, relentless. And that's what we have to do today. So we have to make sure we're bringing our A game.
In the front row to your right, Sandy.
Hey, Sandy. Just over the last 48 hours, what have you seen from Sabrina? She seemed pretty focused and dialed in when we were chatting with her yesterday.
Yeah, no, she's good. Like I said, this is, I think you saw that game 3 in Vegas. Game 4, I'm not worried about them. We all hurt, but it's more about the response. What's the bounce back? You can't be carrying doubt at all because that will get in your head. You got to go out there and play. It's like, okay, they defended her quite well. How do we get better looks for her? Obviously. How do we execute a little bit better? And how can she, help herself a little bit better? But she's tough, where she's ready to go, and I can't wait to get the game started.
Sandy, next question, third row to your right.
Hi, Sandy. So it's Fee's 6th year in the league, and I wondered, how have you seen her game evolve, and what is the most impressive part of that evolution to you?
Yeah, what a superstar. So impressed. I think there's a lot of teams out there kicking themselves they didn't pick her a little earlier. I know we're in Phoenix. We're picking her at, but she went right before. But Connecticut kids can't go wrong, can you? She's got this, it's not too fast, not too slow, but it's fast and she scores, in the big moments, her ability to play one-on-one, her poise, the spin work, the footwork, the touch. She's developed that 3-point range. She's a great defender, obviously. Defenders, she's the defensive player of the year. Just how she's grown, in confidence. But I think, what's unique and Stewie's the same in their personality. They're very humble. And, it's superstars like that, humble, and you see how much fun they have together. And she just keeps working, she works her butt off, and she's got confidence in what she does. And I think they play in a way. It's not that she needs to have all the touches, but she doesn't stop moving. So she's in great shape. And I think that's, that's her edge and how she can be so effective.
We have time for just a couple more questions. Sandy, next question, fourth row to your left.
Hi, Sandy. You mentioned they played tough defense on Sabrina. What exactly did you see they were doing, especially as you looked back on the tape?
Yeah, look, I think they're playing her fairly physical, off the ball, making it hard for her to come off and really up to touch on the pick and rolls, of crowding her or switching her with the big one, and their congestions there. And she got downhill a few times, but didn't, missed a few that she usually makes as well too. We just got to try and find her some better looks. And if she's not getting open, if they want to put more attention on her, how do we get someone else open and get good looks? For the most part, we had 91 shots. I thought some of them weren't great shot selection, and we have to make sure we're seeking the best shot every single opportunity we can.
Okay, one more question from the room and one from Zoom. Sandy, fourth row center.
Hi, Coach. Brittany Wallace from the 9450. In the post-game press for Game 1, you spoke about how the team diverted from the principles of play. How will that be different today in Game 2? How will you not diverge, and how will you stay and reinforce that?
Yeah, when we talk about principles of play, if you've been in our locker room, we say this is the style of play we want to run. And we didn't do them. It was pace, the screening, the spacing, the movement, the 0.5 mentality. and we talk about pace. Pace is not just running up and down the court. Pace is within the half court. How do we get to the next action and our setup moves? So we went away from that, and they kind of, put us on the back foot a little bit. We didn't get the best shots. We turned it over. We had some shot clock violations where we've got to, know those kind of things. So just the principles of plays that helped us to be the number one team. We just stayed true to who we are. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just stay true. But I think, we had that lead. We can't, play to win. We got to keep playing. Got to keep playing. We can't play to, we're up by so much because what's it do? It gets momentum can change in a heartbeat, and it did.
Last question will come from Zoom. Nikias, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. I hope you're doing well, first and foremost. I actually wanted to ask you about the switching because I think that was the highest volume of switching that Minnesota threw out in a game this season. When you went back through the film, did you feel like it was purely an execution deal for your offense, or do you feel like there was something that you want to tweak heading into game two?
Yeah, I mean, they mixed it up. I mean, they were making us think there. But, yeah, there was a lot of switching. But I thought we tried to attack the first switch. When you got to move the ball against the switch. So, we have to be better with our execution. We've seen every coverage. So it's just having poise and patience to seek the best shot. It's movement and then let them, with their congestion, they do rotate a lot. If we move the ball, then we're obviously getting those threes in the corner as well. And then we maybe have an opportunity to get the mismatch inside.
Thank you.
Sandy, thank you.
Thank you.